So if you are in the GTA, and you're not in a healthcare or a trade occupation, time to go.
Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Nako, active na active ang OINP ngayon. I'm sure maraming na-excite, natutuwa dahil madalas magparamdam na mga draws ang OINP, especially over the past week. Nagkaroon ng draw parang August 28, tama ba? Tapos meron ulit ngayong araw, and that is what we will talk about with our suke, our CIC, Dayanara M. Puerto Bantigue. Her information, email is down there crawling. Okay, so you can feel free.
Thank you, Miss.
Ayan, to email her if you want to book a consult. Okay. O sige, nako po. Mukhang maraming matutuwa sa mga taga-Ontario na nag-aabang, active na active bigla ang OINP.
I love it. I love it, Miss. Actually, I was actually shocked kasi yung draw today, September 2nd, they issued almost 3,000 invitations. So that's huge. Like 3,000 invitations today, but specific occupations only. But what I like about this is all over Ontario. This is not
yung today,
specific, the one today. But it only covers those who are those who are early childhood educators, those who are in healthcare, pero specific occupations lang po in healthcare. Hindi po kasama yung mga pharmacy assistant, dental assistant, hindi sila kasama. Only patient-facing. So yung mga RNs, practical nurses, kasama po yung mga PSWs na nagtatrabaho sa mga long-term care facilities under NOC 33102. And then kasama po yung mga caregivers natin, yung mga nagtatrabaho sa community. Kasama po hindi po kasama dito yung mga nagtatrabaho sa mga, naririnig niyo po yung anak ko sa labas, pasensya na po.
It's okay. Hindi masyado malakas. Go ahead.
Hindi po kasama dito yung mga nagtatrabaho sa mga, kunyari meron kang pasyenteng isa, yung mga personal patients, hindi po siya kasama. Ito po yung mga NOC 44101. So ito po yung mga nasa community work, yung mga nagpupunta sa bahay-bahay. Ito po yung mga kunyari merong isang bahay na puro mga inaalagaan tapos pumupunta lang sila doon. Very, very specific NOC na kung i-claim niyo po ang mga ito, kailangan ninyo ng adequate evidence na ito talaga ang mga trabaho ninyo. That will be the biggest challenge in this case, in an OINP application like this.
Okay. Those other healthcare jobs na you mentioned na hindi na-draw, yung dental assistant, ano pa ba to? Pharmacists, mga ganyan.
Assistant.
Mga nag-aabang, sabihin nila, so, ito na kaya yung last healthcare draw sa 2025? I mean, there's still a number of months left. What do you say to those na nag-aabang pa sa healthcare na baka hindi mga na-draw again tapos hindi specific, hindi sila nag-fall under the na dinraw ngayon?
Ang lagi ko pong sinasabi dyan habang tayo ay may permit, habang tayo ay may validity, may pag-asa tayo. Kasi, I mean, Miss, kasi unang-una, ang number of nominations or slots na pwede po nilang ibigay ay nakadepende sa ilan ba dun, kunyari, sa 3,000 na yon. Ilan sila doon ang magko-qualify? Ilan sa kanila ang susuportahan talaga ng mga employer nila? Ilan sa kanila ang tama at accurate ang inilagay doon sa mga nomination, yung mga profile nila. So, hindi lahat ng 3,000 yon ay mag-a-apply. That leaves a certain number of slots pa na maaari nilang ibigay sa mga, nalalabing buwan ngayong taon. For the remaining months. Kaya hindi natin masasabi hanggat hindi natatapos ang taon at hanggat kayo po ay may status sa Canada, may pag-asa kayo. I mean, ang dami-dami ko po mga kliyente na ganyan, isang buwan na lang, 2 buwan na lang ang natitira, pero nai-invite pa. May kliyente ako na it took her, 5-10 tries to get level 7 sa language test para makapag-apply sa express entry, and nakapag-apply siya. So, nakuha niya. Pero, Hail Mary na talaga. As in, talagang malapit na sa katapusan ng permit. Hanggat may permit kayo, may pag-asa po tayo. Yan ang aking masasabi.
Sige. Mamaya guys, we will talk about what you should do immediately kapag kayo ay na-invite. But before I ask you about that, kasi gusto ko muna pag-usapan, yung mga na-draw naman ng August 28.
Yes po. Definitely.
Yeah. Sino naman ang mga na-draw noon? Kung ngayon, healthcare and yung mga ECE, sino ang mga sinuwerte pinalad noong 28?
Opo. Noong August 28, there were 2 draws. One mainly in Northern Ontario, and then the other is yung galing po sa REDI, Regional Economic Development through Immigration Candidates. Ito po yung mga nakatira sa mga areas ng Lambton, Lanark, and Leeds and Grenville. So yung 3 area po na yun, they issued 138 invitations to them. May cut-off scores po na involved, and meron po silang listahan ng NOCs na ibinigay. So very random, miss. Walang set, walang pattern akong nakita. There are NOCs that begin with 1. So these are business occupations. Those that begin with 2, so these are IT occupations. Those that begin with 3, so healthcare. 4, mga community work. 7 sa trades. 8 sa agriculture. So wala po akong nakitang like pattern dito. They just chose like a specific set of occupations to invite. Wala pong like system silang sinunod dito from what I can see. Opo.
Oh, the only common thing is, I guess, yung location nila, no?
Location. So this is what we're saying. Sa simulang wala pa lang, di ba, miss? We have discussed this several times na ang priority ng OINP, and hindi lang naman po ito OINP. This applies to BCPNP, applies to Alberta's nomination program. Then ang priority nila are those who are in more rural and remote areas.
Yeah. Okay. Paano ba usually, no, based at least on your observations? Nag-draw sa mga towns in Northern Ontario. Does this mean that OINP's next draws for the same area for Northern Ontario, wala muna? Sa mga susunod, lilipat ba sila ng ibang part ng rural, alam mo yun, another sector of rural Ontario? Ganun ba susunod? Ganun ba? I mean, is there a way to find out?
Actually, miss, no. They didn't do that. When they did their draws in June 3rd, those draws are in Eastern, Northern, and REDI areas.
Yun din, okay.
And then ngayong August, Northern Ontario. Ngayong araw, all over Canada, pero healthcare workers, ECEs, and caregivers lang.
Yeah,
so, okay. This really depends, I think, on sino yung mga taong gusto nilang i-keep. Ano yung mga areas na gusto nilang tulungang makaretain ng mga workers. I always say this to clients. If you are, let's say, an admin assistant in Toronto, and you all of a sudden resign kasi wala ka ng status, someone in Toronto is going to replace you easily. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The unemployment rate says it all. Na pag ikaw, let's say, PSW ka, nasa Toronto ka, nawalan ka ng work, may papalit sa'yo. Because of the nature of where you are. But if you are, let's say, in Northern Ontario, in Thunder Bay, or let's say in Manitoulin, ganyan, that area is more remote. It's harder to find and retain people. That's why OINP is helping them. So I tell clients all the time, you have to go where you are needed.
All right.
So kung saan ka kailangan, kung saan ka mas may value. Kumbaga, I'm not saying na walang value yung mga nasa Toronto or nasa London or nasa mga ganitong lugar. It's just that because of the nature of these places, it's like just statistical, you are going to be more easily replaced compared to more remote areas, compared to if you are in more remote and rural areas. That's just the reality.
I think better chances talaga in those areas, no. Okay, one thing I read, ang observation ng ilan, ay mukhang mabilis yung pag-draw, no? Yung mga na-draw, halimbawa, mukhang mabilis yung processing ngayon ng OINP.
Yes,
yung mga draw daw, mga na-draw today, for example, I think some of them just created their profiles in July. Yung mga gano'n, no? Tapos biglang na-draw na ngayon.
Biglang na-draw na.
Yeah, obviously, it's a good thing. Do you think bibilis palalo to na at ganito na ang magiging system moving forward, like for 2026?
Opo. Honestly, miss, if you created your profile yesterday, and you were able to submit all of it, you can get like an invitation today. It's the system. The system is how the system works. So the system, as long as the system can see that, kumbaga, kung nag-set sila ng parameters and pumasok ka dun sa parameters na yun, you can definitely get an invitation. However, hindi naman po kasi nila tinitingnan yung profile. Pag gumawa po kayo ng profile sa Express Entry and OYNP or whatever PNP, hindi nila tinitingnan yung profile na ginawa mo. They rely on your honesty in creating those profiles.
What do you mean? Expound honesty. Can you expound on your honesty?
So, for example po, you're creating an OYNP profile. So you're asked, how much are you paid per hour? How many months have you been in this company? Ano yung highest level of education? They rely on your honesty when you answer those questions. So if you have 27 an hour, you've been in the company for 6 months minimum, you've been in the company for 2 years minimum, so they rely on that. But if all of a sudden, na-invite ka, tapos mali yung nilagay mo, parang inilagay mo lang yun para tumaas yung score mo, kahit hindi totoo, dun ka magkakaroon ng problema pag na-invite ka na. Kasi oras na ma-invite ka, kailangan mong patunayan lahat ng inilagay mo dun. Dun na sila mag-check. Hindi po nila kayo i-check pag ginawa ninyo yung profile. Kaya there's no use in, kumbaga, manipulating it, putting wrong information just so you can get invited. An invitation does not guarantee a nomination. A nomination does not guarantee permanent residence. Only when you actually hold your PR card can you breathe easily.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Since napag-usapan mo na, no, yung mga dapat gawin. Ay, go ahead, sorry.
Ako tungkol dun sa bilis nung...
Yan, okay.
Opo. So, yung bilis nung process is primarily because the nomination numbers were cut by half. So, dati kasi 22,000 yung slots nila. So, the OYNP team will have to go through like 20,000 nomination applications per year. Now, they only have to go through like half of that. And most of that 10,000 ay galing na dun sa mga nauna ng nomination like the past year. So, they were able to assess those already. So, konti yung ina-assess nila ngayon, mas mabilis silang nakakapagbigay ng linaw, nakakapag-move from assessment stage to decision stage, ganyan po. Pero, mas mabilis din silang mag-refuse. At higpit sila. Napakahigpit nila. Parang, I have clients po na meron siya certain document na na hindi niya napansin na meron palang lock. Na-lock niya pala. So, may password. May password. Hindi niya na-unlock. Hindi niya nabigay sa OYNP yung code. So, kahit tama yung laman ng PDF na yon, dahil meron siyang password na hindi niya binigay, refused. No,
wala man lang pagkakataong binigay sa kanya yung OINP na, hoy, i-unlock mo naman. Parang ganyan.
Tingin naman ako ng password o mas sa akin ng PDF na walang code. No. No chance. No chance at all. So, this is really difficult. This means na it's really on you as the applicant and on your representative to make sure na lahat ng mga documents po ninyo ay open, walang lock, walang password or anything like that, and all of it, kumbaga, ay tama. I have a client, ito Express Entry naman, ang nailagay niya doon sa dapat birth certificate ng anak niya is medical report ng anak niya. Birth certificate, refused. No second chance. No PFL.
Hindi uso PFL sa OINP, ibig mo sabihin?
I mean, sometimes they give one if you find a lenient visa officer, but if you make a mistake, it's on you na talaga na to make sure na hindi ito mangyayari. And it depends on the officer kung bibigyan kanya ng pagkakataon. Pero paano kung hindi? I have clients na hindi na nabigyan ng pagkakataon, miss. So, very, very careful. Mabilis sila mag-desisyon, mabilis silang mag-assess, pero mabilis din sila mag-refuse. So, you have to be very careful on that.
All right. Okay. O ngayon pag-usapan na natin. O na-draw ako, Dayanara. How do I make sure na hindi ko sasayangin ang pagkakataon na ito? Alam mo, I received a couple of emails, I think, over the past week. Para nagkakaproblema sila sa employer nila na na-invite na raw sila now that they, like for example, one email center, sabi sa akin, biglang sabi nung employer daw niya, hindi na lang niya gagawin kasi ang dami daw kailangan gawin on the side of the
Oh
employer.
my God.
Mga ganun ba? Anyway, so yeah, ano ang reminders mo for these people who are drawn? Is it urgent for them, no, to act on the invitation? Like today, tomorrow, yung mga ganun ba? Anong mga kailangan nilang gawin?
You are given 14 days. So from the day that you're invited, you are given 14 days to complete the nomination application. So that's 14 days that you need to collect all the documents that you need. Wala naman pong, from my experience, from what I know, walang medical requirement, walang police clearance requirement. So those are the things that kumbaga nagpapatagal sa mga application na yung police clearance, ganyan. Hindi yun usually hinahanap for a nomination application. For nomination application, usually education credential assessment, language test, job offer, pay slips, notice of assessment, T4s, reasons or parang evidence that you are really tied to that location. So kung sa Northern Ontario ka na-invite, ano yung mga ties mo to Northern Ontario? Or do you have a church? Are you a member of a certain basketball team? Do you have children who are studying there? Did you study there yourself? Yung mga ganun pong evidence. So you have 14 days to come up with all of that. Plus, you have to make sure that the form that you signed, yung form na parang i-encode, tama yung mga nakalagay doon. So the great thing about the OINP system is I have access to it as a representative. You have access to it as the applicant. So for me, I never submit applications without my client's consent. So I tell them, go through everything, tell me if there's an error that I have to correct, go through it again, and then kahit down to the 13th day, hindi ko yan isasubmit kung hindi siya perfectly done. And I always over submit. So kung meron mga required documents doon, I always over submit. Like I always make sure na meron kaming sinubmit more than what we were actually asked for.
All right. Yeah. Safe strategy yan, no? Siguro sa mga walang consultant, you can do that too, no? Magdagdag kayo ng extra supporting document, whatever, ganun.
I always include a submission letter if there's anything that I have to address, any issue that I need to address, any legislation or like a law that I have to cite to make them qualified. I always include NOC matching.
Oh, okay.
So, always include, especially in cases where I have to compare 3 jobs or 4 jobs. You know what I mean? May mga ganong case po kasi. Like I said, you have to give them more than what they ask for. But you have to give them what they ask for. So sometimes kasi, ang dami mong pinasa, yung certain document na hinahanap nila, yun yung na-miss mo. So 14 days sounds short, but it's not actually, if you think about it, it's actually just enough time to come up with everything. So may mga clients po ako na, Miss, na-invite ako, pero ayoko siyang gawin. Gusto ko ikaw ang gumawa. So, kapag ka po may mga ganito kayong case, email nyo ko, tingnan natin kung pwede natin siyang gawin within 14 days. Kasi iba iniisip nila na baka kailangan pa nila magpa-consult. Pagka ganitong case na mayroong time limit, I don't usually require consultations. I work on it right away. Kasi may time limit, miss. Hindi ko to hindi na pwedeng palampasin. So, just send me an email po kung meron kayong mga ganitong case na kabado kayo or akala nyo kaya nyo i-DIY tapos hindi pala. So, just send email, ask for help. No shame in that po.
Okay. At least that's clear, Kasi may mga nagtatanong sa akin, Dayanara, na puno na halimbawa yung iyong booking schedule. Again, you can email her and she will assess the urgency of your situation. So, kahit ano po ang kanyang schedule, she might be able to make room for you.
Yeah. May invitation So may yung invitation na yun, hindi natin pwedeng palampasin. So yeah, send me an email po and I hope I am able to work with you and help you. Yeah.
Okay. How about the employer's responsibilities? Paano natin i-address yung biglang mga employers na ang hirap naman, ang dami mo nang pinapagawa sa akin. Hindi ko na yata mamimik yan. Tapos madedelay until they end up, just not supporting you, hindi sila gumagalaw. Ano bang gagawin pag ganyan?
I know, miss. I mean, I had a client nung June 3rd na ganito. yung case niya. Na-invite siya, tapos biglang ayaw siyang bigyan ng 30 hours per week ng employer. Ayaw bigyan ng full-time, ayaw ng permanent offer. So, umatras, di siya nakapasa, di siya nakapasok.
Wala talaga magagawa pag ganun.
Walang magagawa pag ganun, miss, kasi this is employer-driven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pero, the new system, yung bago pong system na may employer portal na kasi. So, bago pa nila gawin yung kanilang profile, may portal na. It makes things easier. Kasi yung mga kailangan na documents usually ay nandun na sa system. Hindi na kailangan dumaan kay applicant, tapos pupunta sa representative, tapos kay OYNP. Kumbaga yung employer, may direct access na siya sa OYNP, yung employer. Hi, Luna!
Sorry, guys. No, I'm busy. Okay, I'll be there soon. Bye. Okay, go. Okay. Ay, naku, sorry guys, ganito talaga eh.
No, I mean, it's okay. May direct access na yung employer ngayon, may direct access na siya kay OYNP, kaya it should make things easier. But the employer still will have to provide a lot of documents, and that's really how it is. I have a client na sobrang supportive ng employer niya, kaya lang hindi talaga sila qualified kasi kulang yung kanilang Canadian citizens and PRs na empleyado. Yung mga
and what you're saying is there is no way around it. Like, what if the employer, the applicant, the worker, is willing to like draft a letter na parang pipirmahan na lang ng employer? I'm sure pumasok yan sa isip ng iba, no? Kasi na-invite na sila na parang pipirmahan ng employer. There's no way around it. Is that what you're saying? Kapag talagang hindi willingly gagawin ng employer mo yung pagpunta sa portal nila, etc.
Yeah, it's the employer who will really have to provide you with help. There's really no way around it. But I would say, Miss, of all the clients I have handled ng OYNP, all of them really have supportive employers. It's only just, I don't know, 1 or 2. So mga 8 out of 10 employers are very supportive. And you can explain to them this. Once you get your nomination, you will be given a work permit support letter. So that means if your work permit is expiring, pwede po kayong mag-apply ng closed work permit that ties you to that employer. Sa kanila lang kayo pwedeng mag-work na walang LMIA. So they actually have you as their worker tied to their company in that position for as long as the PR application is being processed. And PR applications for provincial nomination, under provincial nomination, can take 19 to 24 months on average. So so they have a guarantee in a way that you will be working for them for a year or 2 years, and they don't have to apply for an LMIA for you. So there's that advantage to the employer. Pwede po nilang i-share yun sa employer nila. Yeah.
All right. Etong anak ko, pakulit.
Hi! You're so
pretty.
Wait
lang ha. I-mute ko lang to. I-mute ko ng 5 seconds.
So, pwede nyo pong ipaliwanag yun sa mga employer po ninyo na, I mean, kasi ang kinatatakot ng mga employer ay, pag na-PR ka, iwanan mo na ako.
Baka, no?
That's a very valid fear. But what you can explain to them is once you have your nomination, the nomination is valid for 6 months. So you have to remain with your employer, usually. Okay? You have to remain with them during the time. Kapag nakapag-apply na po kayo ng permanent residence, from that time until dumating yung AOR ninyo, usually there's 19 to 24 months. So, kung ma-expire na po yung inyong permit, pwede nyo pong gamitin yung work permit support letter, and then your employer will only have to log into the employer portal, pay $230 compliance fee, and then makakapag-apply po kayo ng closed work permit tied to that employer who assisted you. So, for as long as the application is being processed, you have to be with them.
All right. Alam mo, this is also a good reminder for those na paplano pa lang magsabit ng application, mag-put up ng profile sa OYNP. Make sure na agad, para maiwasan nyo yung problema na ito, kausapin nyo talaga ng masinsinan yung HR ninyo, yung employer ninyo, whatever. Para lang wala na sa isip nyo to kung magiging supportive ba talaga sila when the time comes.
And there are basic requirements, Miss. The employer has to have I believe, at least 3 years.
Okay.
Operations nila sa Ontario. They must be incorporated in Ontario or have a subsidiary in Ontario. Depende sa lugar kung saan kayo mag-a-apply, kailangan meron silang $500 to $1 million of annual income. They must have around 3 to 5 Canadian citizens or PRs na full-time nilang employee. So ito yung mga basic requirement na kung alam naman ninyo ay totoo sa employer ninyo or tama, accurate match sa kanila, then it should be fine. It's all in a matter of them actually supporting you. And syempre, performance level din po tayo sa ating mga trabaho para hindi nila, kumbaga, motivated talaga silang tulungan ka. Make yourself indispensable, kumbaga, sa business na pinakatakbo po nila.
Sige. Ikaw, Dayanara, ano na lang mo, best guess mo on the next draws? Ano bang may inaabangan ka ba na parang it's been a while or category, yung mga ganyan? Ano lang to, syempre hindi to guarantee, guys, ha? Kung ano lang ang inaasahan ni Dayanara, mali natin, no? Alam niya.
Ang inaabangan ko, Miss, ay OINP in demand, yung mga tier 4 or 5 positions in specific areas in Ontario. Yun ang pinaka-inaabangan ko. Yun ang ipinagdarasal ko na sana dumating. If I were to guess, I say they're going to do it early next year.
Okay. Nagka-draw na ba sa doon?
Wala pa, Miss.
Wala pa, no?
They have OINP in demand, pero sa Northern Ontario lang. And I think specific NOCs lang din. Pero, yun, ang hinihiling ko is yung OINP in demand draw all over Ontario. All over Ontario. Yun ang inaabangan ko na draw na sana maganap. If I were to guess, I think they're going to do it early next year. Uunahin nila yon kasi yun yung hindi nila ginawa this year. So, yun ang una nilang gawin. Like, early next year nila gawin, ganyan. Pero ang pinatatakutan ko doon, Miss, is iset nila yung score to like 35, 36,
Naku
37.
Po. Yun kasi marami yan eh. I'm guessing marami dyan eh. Kaya,
para kumunti siya, gagawin nila, kukunin lang nila yung may bachelor's degree, kukunin lang nila yung may ganitong sahod. So, ganun tingin ko yung mangyayari, pero yun ang hinihiling ko. And also like a really good OINP skilled trades draw, yung dumadaan ng express entry, human capital draw, yung dumadaan ng express entry, yun sana po magkaroon din po ng ganun.
Yeah. Okay. O last na lang. Kasi kanina, Dayanara, nabanggit natin. Parang bumibilis, no? Bumibilis. Yung mga kaka-file lang a couple of months ago, nadodraw na. Ano naman ang message natin doon sa mga antagal nang naghihintay hanggang ngayon, tapos nakikita, sunod-sunod yung draws. Ano ba yan? Wala pa din ako. Is there something wrong? How do they know? Is there a point wherein you tell a client like, mukhang wala na tayong aasahan? May ganun ba?
Yeah, opo. I'm very honest with them. Okay. Actually, brutally honest sometimes na may assistant. My assistant po kasi is my brother. My brother would sometimes tell me na, ate, if I were the one listening to, parang ako yung client mo, talagang malulungkot ako. Pero sabi ko kasi, wala tayong magagawa. Kailangan nilang marinig. I usually tell this to people na nasa business occupation sila, for example, tapos nasa GTA sila, or yung kanilang trabaho ay nasa service occupations, those that begin with 6, ganyan, tapos nasa Greater Toronto area sila. I don't believe the OINP will draw in the GTA if it's not for a healthcare occupation. Only healthcare occupations, only trade occupations, yun lang siguro yung mga idodraw nila sa GTA, but other than that, they won't. So if you are in the GTA, and you're not in a healthcare or a trade occupation, time to go.
Oh, okay. No, may kakilala pa naman ako right now, may naisip na agad ako na kaibigan ko.
Time to go. You should go. Especially if the only people who should stay in the GTA na hindi nasa healthcare or trades are those with master's degrees, those who are in their 20s, those with perfect language test scores, yung umaabot pa yung express entry score mo to 495 above. Pero kung hindi, at ang aasahan mo lang ay OINP, I don't think you should stay in the GTA because they're probably not gonna do a draw. if you are not in healthcare or trades or any of these in-demand occupations.
All
Just
right.
be honest. Opo.
Ay, ang lungkot, ano? Ang hirap tanggapin. Ang hirap tanggapin para sa mga makakarinig ito na affected dyan. Pero that's how it is.
Opo.
Yung
And
score,
then,
ito very last. Yung scores. Naku, kasi marami nagsasabi, may profile na ako, pero alam ko din, ano, ang taas ng scores ngayon eh. Do you see the CRS going down? May makakatrend kayo na ganun o hindi? Pataas muna ito.
Usually in the beginning of the year, mababa siya because that's the time that they would get as many as they can get, and then towards the end of the year, tumataas siya.
Alright.
Yan, usually po ganyan yan. It's never too late to try to boost your French language proficiency if you're doing that. And it's never too late to try to perfect the English language score to 10.
Alright.
It's never to CLB 10. It's never too late for that. So I say, if that is what you're targeting, if you have the ability to do that, if you have the time to do that, a lot of people don't have time, miss. A lot of people, yan ang kalaban nila, time. Wala na silang permit validity, mauubos na. So if you're in that position, explore options para mapatagal pa ang inyong stay sa Canada kung meron man kayong option. Explore opportunities na makalipat sa Atlantic Canada or Northern Ontario where there's RCIP and AIP and provincial nomination and priority rin sila ng OYNP. So, explore those options. I have clients na ngayon, papunta na ng North Bay. I have friends na nagpunta na ng Newfoundland. Yeah. I have, we know people na papunta na ng Saskatchewan. So, you have to be very proactive in this. Na huwag dumating sa point na maubos na yung time. And also, consult as soon as you can. As soon as you get your PGWP consult, para alam nyo po, ay, wala naman pala tayong hinihintay dito. Diba po? Alamin nyo po kagad kung ano yung mga pag-asa ninyo, yung mga dapat ninyong gawin para magawa ninyo sa time na meron pa po kayo.
Yeah. Ay, nako. Sige. Nakakalungkot, guys. Pero ganyan talaga.
Yeah.
Sige, dito na nga natin tapusin.
Meron tayong 3,000 tao na masaya. Meron
at least, no?
Na malungkot. Pero, gano'n naman po talaga. Di ba po? Yeah. So, pagdasal po natin, ako hindi naman ako nagsasawang magdasal po sa inyong, sa lahat ng mga nangangarap. At mga kliyente ko man o hindi, lahat po kayo ay nasa aming panalangin. So, yeah, we wish you all.
Yeah, nako, sana talaga. Ay, nako, we wish everybody good news, of course. Okay, so, that's it for now, guys. Sana naliwanagan kayo sa mga nangyayari sa OINP at ano ang mga maaari ninyong abangan. Thank you as always, Dainara in Puerto Patigo. Yung kanyang email yung gumagapang dyan sa baba. So, you can communicate with her if you want to book a consult. Okay, bye, guys. See you na lang.